Alright, hey everybody. It's your host with the most. Hey, it's Philo, everyone. And we're going to watch, like I said, we're going to watch The Corpse Grinder. Cool movie. This is a copyright-free movie that I pulled down. So we should be okay. So here we go. Well, what do we got going on here? Says it's copyrighted, but I pulled it down from a place that uh,
Do you believe?
I believe in what you said before.
Before?
Mm-hmm. At school, when you talked about those who are free enough to give.
Ah, yes. To give. Those few. That happy few, those incredibly lucky few who have the freedom to give.
Telephone number?
Rhineland 1717.
Now look here. Is captured to all civilian airfields
have risen to defend the free world. Despite the unprovoked nature of the attack,
documentaries, and
the second thing that turned...
Let's see what can be done.
Here's Kubrick's. So here we go. Yeah, I like this one. I didn't realize that was fucking bullshit.
I can't remember what the line is, but it was that kind of a thing, you know. And of course, I totally failed to recognize what I didn't know about making films or
I had a certain
anything.
amount of money.
You know, I just thought, well,
and I was still working.
These other two things
then I
turned out
quit
pretty
working.
well, but they were documentaries, and because I decided that
The second thing that turned out pretty well.
yeah,
There obviously wasn't any
But
money in shorts.
I didn't
but
really
that-
know what I didn't know, and I thought, well, Christ,
I then found out.
there really can't be very much more to
I messed
making
that
a.
up. Here we go. Let's start again. There we go. All right. There we go.
I had a certain amount of money, and I was still working. So then I quit Look, because I decided that there obviously wasn't any money in shorts, but that
From anybody. So I
There is war in this forest, not a war that has been fought, or one that will be, but any war. And the enemies who struggle here do not exist unless we call them into being. This forest then, and all that happens now, is outside history. Only the unchanging shapes of fear and doubt and death are from our world. These soldiers that you see keep our language and our time, but have no other country but the mind.
Do you think they're looking for us?
It's one of ours, all right.
They can't see us. But maybe they saw a plane back there.
There isn't much left of it to see, unless it's still burning.
Even if they could spot us, there isn't anything that they could do to help us here.
Here. 6 miles behind the enemy lines.
Well, that's not too far.
Not too far. In those 6 miles, there are probably thousands of guys. And every one of them was taught to shoot at uniforms like this.
If you're so worried about that, why don't you keep your voice down?
I'm not worried.
What's going to happen, Lieutenant? If somebody around us saw a plane go down, they might be looking for us in the woods already.
I'd feel a lot easier if our arsenal was better stocked. It isn't very much. Too bad you fellas didn't get your rifles out of the plane. Let's see what can be done. Once you understand how a mousetrap works, if you're clever enough, you can use it as a springboard. Here are the front lines. From our position just before we crashed, we should be in this general area.
Our own lines are here, and we should be about here. There's a river that runs east of where we are now, I think. And that river cuts right through the front lines and winds up on our side. Now, as I see it, we might be able to use our reconditioned mousetrap on the river.
Is that your idea? To go down the river?
Yes.
But how? How can we get down it? I can't swim very well. And Fletcher...
We could do it on a raft. At night. Well, we'll never make it any other way. It's suicide to try to walk out. I wouldn't have the vaguest idea of how and where to start. This way, we could just cruise through together in a few hours and arrive in one piece. Now, by my computations,
Your computations? Was your brilliant figuring that got us here in the first place.
It must be somebody's pet. It has a collar.
Nah, make a better watchdog.
Seems friendly enough.
we can't use a mascot on this trip. Hurry up, we don't have all day. If no one has a better suggestion, let's head for the river. Some more animals might show up.
This is Stanley Kubrick's first movie. The footage was thought to be lost, and apparently some of it was found and remastered.
It's hard. One foot fights the other.
Faster. The sun is
That
fast.
hill's ahead.
Get there before it burns in the bushes.
I could do it alone. Corner to turn and
Me with this bunch of cripples.
nobody's safe here.
Are they watching me?
Blame who? I'll blame the
Keep them beat it on a string.
Lost. I should look around. Getting hungry. What's up?
They're all scared. How much is in back of us?
So angry at each other.
Time for night soon.
I won't look up later. All the twigs cracking in my head.
We'll need pause for the night.
Crash through myself.
The bird was wounded.
I don't run for no
Nail on
reason.
the sun. Wait.
What's going to hang from the trees tonight?
Hurry with them.
No dying in the woods.
No raps there, no.
Maybe I'm getting old.
Faster. Turn on the lights, please.
I'm sinking in the woods.
Don't die here.
Scared. Dark will be
All
bad.
right, all right. Turn them on, please.
After we get past this road, the river isn't very much further. Mac, get down to the road and take a look.
You know, there's nothing so refreshing as an afternoon out of doors in enemy territory. It's really too bad that the sun doesn't burn his screen instead of brown. Camouflage. Well, if you see some strange faces across the way, just wave to them casually and try to look as native as possible.
Lieutenant. Huh? Lieutenant. Come here. Bring your binoculars.
What do you want?
I'd like you to see something. Around the riverbed.
What?
I can't make out exactly what it is, but I think you'll be interested. Come on. Over there. See? Looks like some kind of small airstrip.
Yes, you're right. Lots of rank around. Looks like a general.
Sure. Sure. A general. He's a general.
Let's get back and help with the raft. Mac, let's go.
All we need now is Huckleberry Finn.
This ought to see us through.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad at all.
Yay.
Should we make sure it floats?
Rafts always float. It's unfortunate that we don't have a distinguished bottle to christen it with.
Yeah, we could give it a name.
They must have seen us. If we stay here, we'll get killed.
It's starting to get dark. I don't know. Perhaps they didn't see us. But it's too dangerous to wait here until we find out.
But what are we going to do? How are we going to get back?
Hurry up. Let's go.
That plane must have landed down that house we saw before.
What's the difference?
There must be something big going on down there.
Maybe the generals are having a convention tonight.
We didn't see this on the way to the river.
Oh, we've been running in a new direction.
Whatever junk they're eating sure smells good.
Like Mother's own. Those guns look even more tempting than the food does. I've got an idea. Look, no matter what we do from here on, we're much better off with some guns.
I said earlier, this is Stanley Kubrick's first movie. They found the footage. It was
We better hurry. There may be others around.
Now, I'm going to get some of that stew first.
Sidney, better grab something to eat. Maybe a long time till our next feast. You better eat something.
How's the stew, Mac?
Kind of cold, but cold stew's all right.
Cold stew on a blazing island. We've just made a perfect definition of war, Mac.
That's ducky.
Of course, a blazing island with a tempest of gunfire around it that fans the blaze. Perhaps if we could...
Somebody must have heard us.
Grab those guns and let's get going.
Well, why did you have to shoot?
Forget it. Let's move.
We spend our lives running our fingers down the lists and directories, looking for our real names, our permanent addresses. No man is an island. Perhaps that was true a long time ago, before the Ice Age. The glaciers have melted away, and now we're all islands. Parts of a world made of islands only.
Hey, how long are you going to hang around here?
This movie's cheesy.
We're in a fine mess now. I'd give anything to trade places with that dog we chased yesterday. Seems like whenever people get in a hole, they begin to get jealous of dogs.
I admit that our prospects aren't very cheerful. But how about going back to see if our raft is still there?
Look, if we were spotted, they'll have a trap waiting for us when we show up.
Well, it's a chance. But trying to walk out is as risky today as it was yesterday. We'll scout around the river and make certain.
Then what? Even if we find the raft there, even if none of them are laying for us, then what?
Then we'll have to sit tight until it gets dark and hope that we don't have a full moon.
What's the matter? What's the matter, Snookums? I heard that they're cannibals. So even if we get caught, you're pretty safe. Leave me alone.
We may be in the woods, McClellan, but let's try to remain civilized.
Yeah, I suppose you're right, Lieutenant. Anyway, there won't be many days left to be civilized in. We stick around these woods much longer.
know what this is kind of giving me a feel of?
She'll see us. Shut up.
Oh, what is that?
Don't be afraid. We're not going to hurt you. She's quite nice. Don't you think so, boys?
Well, what are we supposed to do with her now? I've got a wife at home.
I'm afraid she's become our uninvited guest. I must say I've had worse guests at better parties.
All right, Carby. All right. Let's not forget where we are. Even though we're lost in the woods, let's try to remain civilized.
Well, we can't stay here.
Should we leave her fish here? Don't be funny.
What are you going to do with her, Lieutenant?
Give me your belt. You too, Fletcher.
Please don't beat her. She's just scared like we are. She doesn't even talk.
Oh, get a grip on yourself. No one's going to punish her. I simply want to tie her up. Now, give me your belt.
Let's hurry it up. My arm's getting tired.
She's a pretty little thing.
Why don't we just leave her here and get going?
Don't rush me. If we can make her understand us, perhaps she can tell us whether they found the raft.
Habla Espanol?
I'll handle it, Sidney. I'm quite sure she wasn't educated abroad. Now, let's see. You see boat, our boat.
Ball?
Yes, that's it. Boat. You see boat?
Don't tell me she doesn't even understand you.
If she can't tell us anything, let's let her go.
Sure, so she can run downstream to that command post and tip our hand. You kids and your ideas. Maybe she was going there in the first place.
With the fish, you mean?
Sure. A general gets what he wants for dinner, no matter what. If it's fish caught or fresh strawberries or gold plates.
This is
or
hardly the time to become a revolutionary. We ought to continue to see about the raft. But we can't let her go yet.
Why? What'd she do to us? She can understand. She would have told you.
Mac already told you why. Sidney, you'll stay here with the young lady until we come back. Here, take this.
You're going to leave me here?
Yes. I told you to watch the girl.
You're going to make me stay and then not come back. I know because of yesterday.
Keep calm, kid. If we're not back by night, just get in touch with our old man about our wedding. Maybe you can settle down in a treehouse and raise some monkeys.
Leave him alone, Mac.
Don't listen to him. Remember, you promised to come back, Fletcher.
I want you to stay here and keep an eye on her because she may prove very useful if the raft has been discovered. We ought to be back in a couple of hours. Now, just relax. Don't get panicky.
See you later, Sidney.
really glad they let me stay. I'm not fooling. Please don't be afraid to like me. Please. That's why they let me stay. They thought you would like me. They gave me a gun and I can't go home. Don't do that. Don't move away. It's not my fault. I stopped them from beating you. Don't scowl. Watch. I'll make you laugh. Look, I'm the general. Hey, watch me. Attention. The general is here. Attention. Glad to have you with us, sir. Quite frankly, the situation is desperate. I don't think I can cope with it alone. Isn't funny? Isn't it? Orderly. More fat fish that the girl caught for me. The general. I am the general. You don't even smile. You don't. Listen. I'm lost. Lost on this terrible island. If you have to hate me, please try to like me also.
They must have been reading a magazine in that plane.
I wouldn't have believed it.
Mac, better take a look around the river bend. Careful. We'll get to work camouflaging the raft. I'm a little worried about Sidney back there with the girl. I don't like the way he's been acting.
You're not going soft-headed and thinking about taking her along with us tonight.
You're beginning to sound like Sidney. No. She could bring 3 friends, perhaps. But as it is, she'll remain locked in the forest like we were.
That must be the one that almost nailed us. There he is again. It's him. A cocky little king. And me holding binoculars like a lady watching an opera. Binoculars. Soon he'll go into his palace with all his iron lapdogs. If only this was a rifle sight. Then I could make the red eye between his ears. Then he'd see McClellan.
Girls always love stories. But it's so hard to finish and wait for words. You want to hear more? Do you? Huh? All right. Then the spirit in the magician's power goes back to the island and tells Miranda that her father's dead. The spirit sings how he's dead at the bottom of the ocean. His bones are coral, his eyes are pearls, and Miranda, her father's dead. Dead? Can't you understand anything? Dead. 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 Now do you understand?
All clear? Everything's all right. I'd like to talk to you about that house.
What house?
That house down there. The one where we saw that general yesterday.
Later on, Mac. Right now, I'd like you to go back to Sydney. I didn't like the way he was acting when we left. I'm a little concerned.
But don't you think that
Do as I say, will you? As soon as we're through here, we'll join you. I don't want anything to go wrong back there.
Yeah. Brought you some water. Now you like me, don't you? I'll get you loose. Just a minute. You'll put your arms around me. I know. Wait. I knew you'd like me. Just a minute. Don't run away. Don't make me stay. You're going to tell the general. You're going to tell him I'm in front of him. Come back. Don't tell the general. I won't hurt you.
Man, that saved up for 1966, don't you think?
Blood, blood. The woods is smoking with blood. What's the matter? Where's the girl? Answer me. What have you done? Tell me, I'll pound you to a jelly.
She was tired. She went to lie down. Over there. Don't annoy her, Mac. Come here. It wasn't my fault. The magician did it. Honest. Prospero the magician. First we're a bird, and then we're an island. Before I was a general, and now I'm a fish. Hurrah for the magicians! The river. It's blood, Mac. Cold. Cold. I'm going for a swim. Come on in, Mac. Listen to them. It's blood.
What happened? Where's Sidney and the girl?
Kid must have gone out of his head. When I got back, he was just laying there. The girl's dead. Over there. He shot her.
Where is he?
He's gone. He yelled something about how the magician does it. How before he was something, and now he's a fish. Before I could stop him, he ran away towards the river. He kept laughing and screaming.
We can't do anything about it now. We'll have to move again. A nice spot near the raft would be the best place to wait till night. I guess there's going to be more elbow room than I thought.
Yeah. And I want to talk to you about that house down the road. And the general.
Kill him. No, I won't hear any more about it. I don't know what's gotten into you, Mac. So you saw General. So what? The raft is all set, and in a couple of hours we'll be on it.
Raft. Can't you see any further? A general, why he...
How many times do we have to go over this? Must I tell you again? It's one of their generals to me. He's cheap at my rate of exchange, but our lives aren't.
Your rate of exchange. You make me laugh. If you had any guts, you...
Look, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Forget about the general for a minute. What about the plane you saw?
That's right. What about that plane?
We've already been over this. It looks like a two-seater, and with that small field for me to clear.
Look, one of us can take that raft downstream to the field when it gets dark and start shooting to draw the sentries from the house. And the other two can plug that guy and get away in a plane while I keep him busy from the raft.
You?
Sure, me.
They'd get you. You'd never make it back alive.
Who else could do it the way I could? You couldn't. You'd be right at home, sitting down nice and comfortable in a cockpit, looking down on what's going on. Sure. You recite a few sayings you've picked up, and everything will be all right. I'd just as soon make the trip back myself. On a raft.
Do you think you'd have any chance at all to get away with it alive?
I don't know. Here I am. I'm 34 years old. I've never done anything important. Nothing. When this is over, I'll fix radios and washing machines, and they'll say, "Good boy, Mac." That's all. I don't care if they got 1,000,000 generals. There's one 2 miles from here. If his hide's gonna keep me from going nuts, like Sidney, only in a different way, I'm gonna put up my own hide.
But why should we? The raft's still there. As soon as it gets dark, it can take us all back tonight.
Look, if I draw him down to the river, you and Fletcher can do the job and get away in a plane. What do you say, Fletcher?
Well, it's not that I want to seem important. Half the trouble in the world happens because some people do. But I think half the good things happen that way, too. If we could get away with it, it would sure be better.
I don't know the words to say what I mean, but this is something for me. Something... Sure, I guess we can all probably make it back on that thing, but when you walk and walk through the woods and then suddenly they dangle a general in front of you like magic, and you know it's only for this once, you can't turn your back on him.
None of us asked to be here, but we all have to gamble. It's not as if we could refuse. We had to gamble once we crashed. That general raised the stakes, and we've been so lucky. Why shouldn't we put up a little more than we have to?
What are you living for anyway? To make talk? Why? Why is your life so precious? Why? Can you tell me why?
Why? They always corner me with that why. If I knew a decent answer to it, I'd shout it, publish it, write it on walls with chalk.
Do it for me.
Well, we have nothing to lose but our futures. Okay. I guess we'll leave you now. Remember, don't start for a half an hour. If the plane isn't still there, we'll have time to get back to you.
Don't worry, it'll be there.
Good luck, Mac. See you soon. Try not to get your feet wet.
Yeah. You look out for your head.
Okay, fella.
So long.
Mac, I hope that
You
sometime...
talk too much. I guess we both do a little.
Sometimes talk is an indispensable medicine.
Yeah, but you get sicker later.
Night of the Living Dead.
Good luck, Lieutenant. I didn't really mean what I said before about guts.
Yes, you did.
We'll see what I decide on.
But don't let it bother you.
Take it easy, fella.
The plane's still there, so I guess there's no really good excuse to go back.
I guess not. Can you see?
Hold it. Hold it. Yes, there he is.
What time is it?
We have about 10 minutes before Mac begins. Let's hurry.
It's better. It's better to roll up your life into one night and one man and one gun. It hurts too much to keep hurting everyone else in every direction. And to be hurt with all the separate hates exploding day after day. You can't help it. A curse buzzes out of your mouth with every word you say. And nobody alive can tell which is which or what you mean. Yeah. You try door after door when you hear voices you like behind them. But the knobs come off in your hand.
Come in. Where did you find him?
One of the men did down by the river. He was very busy baying at the moon.
There, Proteus. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? Staying away without leave for 2 whole days. An officer should know how to control himself better. Have a drink, Captain.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
You must never, never do that again, Proteus. Don't you know that there are evil spirits without bodies who roam the forests looking for unsuspecting dogs like you? And that when you open your jaws to disturb the moon, why, they leap into your mouth and possess you. Then you could become a spy.
As a result.
A murderer. Or even a traitor.
Not to your dog, sir. He knows his allegiance.
Have you been alert, Proteus? Have you detected all the distant marchings? Has your wet nose become aware of all the blood on the grass? What else can you tell us besides your puppy dog sadness?
I wish you could tell us where those enemy soldiers from that wrecked plane are. They've been bothersome for the last 2 days.
They'll soon grow tired of starving and being hunted. Even Proteus grows tired of it after 2 days. See that Lieutenant Proteus gets something to eat.
Yes, sir.
Nobody's gonna cry for me later or cheer for me now. Nobody else is me. I know that. Who else but me is buried under the chain of everything I ever did? I didn't mean any of it. It was all wrong. Yeah, good riddance. Oh, what a trade. Him for me. What a thing to come to at the end. Like building a bridge. Or stealing the crown jewels. Thanks, General. Thanks. I'll take the tombstone if it's really mine.
Waiting. Waiting to kill. Waiting to heal. Waiting to die. I waited in the north for 4 divisions. One by one, the men turned black as we waited for the last snowflake to dissolve. Across the valley, our enemies blew on their cold hands until no more breath came. Then they were dead, and they knew it. We were so well prepared for death that the armistice was a mutual disappointment.
Now he's in his counting house, figuring up the corpses on his maps, full of his supper. Oh, they'll get him soon. A duck in a shooting gallery. And I'll be the wheel under all the ducks and all the bull's eyes. I should talk. The clay pigeon on a slow raft.
Frankly, I still become uneasy when I find myself trapped, directing the courses of frightened men. I cannot quite admit that it is I who am creating slaughter in this abyss. So that I left the road, so that I ordered this or that. I'm trapped. What is a prison for me? I make a grave for others.
To your health, sir.
the North Pole in the middle of the night. The river is helping me out of my life.
Sometimes these maps. Sometimes as I look at these maps, I wonder if my own grave isn't being planned. Here. Or here. Or here.
No more Sundays. No more 1,000 things. I'm a little scared, though. Just a little. Like kissing my great-grandmother when she was dying.
Come on out of your tents, you half-witted cannibals!
I missed him. I think he's only wounded.
Come on. We have to finish him off.
But they stopped shooting at the river. They'll be here any minute.
I surrender.
Come on, let's go. Please. Please, we don't have any time. you going back? Can I come? I won't be any bother.
Sure, kid.
Oh.
Hop on.
Oh.
There's plenty of room.
You tired?
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for stopping. There was so much noise in there. All right, Mac. You rest. I'll be quiet. You know, I lost my watch. Mac, look, don't close your eyes. The trees. They're naked. They're naked, Mac. Wow.
And what happened to the sergeant?
I don't know, sir. He might make it. Sir, with your permission, I'd like to go down to the river and watch for him for a while.
Yes, sir. The same goes for me.
You most certainly have the right to it if you wish.
Do you think he'll come back?
I don't know. I'm not sure yet whether even we've come back. I think we've all traveled too far from our own private boundaries to be certain about these other things anymore. We'll come back to ourselves. Part of me's glad, but...
Yeah. I'm glad in a way, too. And I feel free all of a sudden. But somehow I don't want what I wanted before. I know it's good. There's nothing else I can want. I'm all mixed up. I wish I could want what I wanted before.
Does your head bother you?
No, it's something else. It's... What's that? I guess I'm not built for this.
Nobody ever was. It's all a trick we perform when we'd rather not die immediately.
This is the monologue, and this is fantastic.
Come on.
Well, folks, that was Stanley Kubrick's. We will go ahead and close all that. Like I said, that was Stanley Kubrick. His first film. That stock footage was thought to be lost. They had pieced together what they thought was a whole movie, and they found that footage about 8-9 years ago in storage overseas, where it was they remastered it and have put it out. There is no copyright on it because of the way the copyright laws are. You got 28 years to renew the copyright, and since they thought that footage was lost or gone, the copyright was never renewed. And then when it was found and pieced together, it became part of public domain. So that's how we were able to watch that. The next movie I'm going to put up is going to be a Vincent Price classic. It's called The Last Man on Earth. It's like a spooky sci-fi type thing. And we're going to go ahead and, oh, there it is. Oh, well, we're going to have to do this. There we go. No, we don't want to restore. Go to paste and go there. The last man on earth by Vincent Price. There we go, folks.
Another day to live through. Better get started. December 1965. Is that all it has been since I inherited the world? Only 3 years. Seems like 100 million.
What I forgot to mention about that first movie, Stanley Kubrick, 1966. It was 5 years later that A Clockwork Orange, which is one of his greatest movies, came out. Yes, they did, Mario. That was a good episode as well. That episode, the army had him like in a deprivation chamber or something to make him think he was the last man on Earth.
Yeah, I own the world. An empty, dead, silent world. More of them for the pit. Every day there are more of them. They live off the weak ones and leave them for the pit. KOKW calling. Come in. KOKW calling. I'm on international frequency. Come in. Can't bear to see their image. It repels them. I need more mirrors. And this garlic's lost its pungency.
It's hard to believe that Vincent Price, did this movie, 1965.
There was a time when
went on to
eating
do
was
movies
pleasurable.
like
Now it
The Raven.
just
And,
fuel for
one
survival.
that a lot of the younger generations
I'll settle for
realized.
coffee and
Edward
orange juice this
Scissorhands.
morning. But first, there's my life to consider. I'd better replace that garlic. I'll need more, lots more. Better stop off and get 'em. I can't afford the luxury of anger. Anger can make me vulnerable. It can destroy my reason, and reason's the only advantage I have over them. I've got to find where they hide during the day. Uncover every one of them. Now, where did I finish off yesterday? Madison Street to 31st Avenue. 11 kills. Over 3 years. And there's more than half the city I haven't searched. just wide enough to keep the flesh apart so their body seal can't function. And how many more of these will I have to make before they're all destroyed? They want my blood. It's their lives or mine. And I still get squeamish.
You all might remember a certain
that garlic
Will Smith movie
where it belongs.
he was the last man left in the city
a heartbeat away from hell.
Wasn't infected or whatever.
I'm out of gas. That means one more stop I'll have to make. I can get rid of them later. Right now, I'm out of gas. still fresh. But I'll take only what I need. They've got to last. They can wait, too. I've got my life to worry about. Those mirrors have to be replaced before dark. Square blocks to search. How many of them still exist? How long will I have to keep up this search? I haven't much time left. It'll be dark in an hour. And now, 12 long hours before the sun will rise and drive them back to darkness.
Morgan, come out. Come out. Morgan, come out. Come out.
Another day. Another day to start all over again.
What?
Birds. Birds. God, how I miss you. The sun's already set. They'll be everywhere.
Oh, that was cheesy. Come on, Vincent, you can do better.
It's Morgan. Get him.
because he forgot to lock the door. That was incredibly, fantastically cheesy. He obviously did his own stunts.
Hey, Verge. Verge.
Yes? Oh, no. My makeup. My hair.
Hey, where is everybody? All I can see
Hi,
is...
Ben.
Oh.
Everybody's waiting
I can
for
hear
you.
children, but I can't see any children.
Uncle Ben! Uncle Ben! Hey, look at all those presents. Ben, Uncle
Kathy.
Ben, Uncle Ben! Where'd you bring me?
Open them and see. Open them and
Oh,
see.
come, come.
Kathy. I got a fun here. I'm gonna punch this thing.
Take a look at this.
It's highly theoretical, Ben.
Theoretical. Do I have to remind you that theory is the beginning of solution?
Is Europe's disease carried on the wind? Is it, Ben?
Could be.
And if it is,
It isn't, Verge.
is that what you really think, or just what you'd like to think?
I cannot accept half-baked theories that sell newspapers. I'm a scientist, not an alarmist.
You're whistling past the graveyard.
Is that a commentary on my work at the lab?
We both know how hard you've worked.
I'm sorry, Ben. I just can't accept the idea of universal disease.
Uncle Ben, you promised to show us card tricks.
All right, Kathy. Who can resist that face? All right. Card tricks. Card tricks.
Robert, is it possible this germ or virus could be airborne?
Anything is possible, Verge. The best brains in the world have been running through this thing with a fine-tooth comb. The germ is visible under a microscope, but it's not like any bacilli ever known.
In what way?
It can't be destroyed by any process we've been able to uncover.
But with the whole world trying, there must be a solution.
Hey, Mommy, when are you gonna cut the cake?
Right now, our problem is to cut that cake.
Hey, Mommy! Hey, Mommy!
Coming, coming.
Cheers.
The wind wake you up?
It always does.
How do you feel?
I'm all right.
Oh, don't get up, honey.
I'm not sick, Bob. I'll make
You don't have to.
I'll be all right. Go on and read your paper.
All right. Oh, sweetheart, look, if you don't feel well, please go back to bed.
I'm just a little tired, that's all. I wish somebody would find a vaccine.
It's all we're working on at the lab, Verge. Maybe you better not send her to school today.
All right. You think you should go to work?
I have to.
Oh, Bob. Bob. I'm so frightened.
Everything's gonna be all right, sweetheart.
Well?
The bacilli are multiplying.
That kicks the bone marrow theory in the head.
This specimen shows a higher white count than when I put it on the slide. Those cells are still living, Dr. Mercer, off one another.
There has to be an answer. You heard that all communications are ended outside the continental limits?
Yes, I heard.
That leaves it in our laps. So we keep trying. Where's Cortman?
Well, he should be here by now.
You two stay on this virus theory until I decide it's exhausted.
Right.
Yes, sir?
Morgan will fill you in.
All right, sir. And what did the great man of science have to say today? More of the usual?
Oh, he's trying, Ben, just like the rest of us.
And nothing works. The streets are swarming with truckloads of bodies that they're throwing into that god-awful pit. And the dedicated Dr. Mercer goes on with his plodding, unimaginative approach.
You have a better idea?
Maybe. At least it involves imagination.
Ben, it's as simple as this. An unknown germ is being blown around the world. It's highly contagious and it's reached plague proportions.
And you don't believe some of the dead have come back?
Now, let's get to work.
And why are they burning the bodies? Why don't they bury them?
Because it's the best known way to control the contagion, to keep the germ from spreading.
That's what we've always believed, at any rate.
You'd prefer us to believe in vampires?
If they exist, yes. There are stories being told, Bob.
By people who are out of their minds with fear.
Maybe. But there are too many to be just coincidental. Stories about people who have died and have come back.
They're stories, Ben, stories.
And why are the infected people always so tired in the daytime? Why can't they stand the sunlight? Why are they only seen at night?
Come here. Look.
I know his
look. Now, is this bacilli or isn't it?
It doesn't alter.
And this bacilli is found in the blood of every infected person, or isn't it?
To show me germs is not to refute these stories, Bob. Point is, if there are vampires, they exist in spite of these germs.
Come on, let's get to work.
And until further notice, this station will continue its around-the-clock coverage of this national disaster. And now, we switch you to the state capitol, where His Excellency, the Governor, is speaking from the Executive Mansion.
Further, I have, in conjunction with the federal government, declared this state to be a disaster area. The public health is dependent on bodies of the deceased being burned. You must notify the health department immediately if you have a plague victim in your home. Under no circumstances should you gather publicly. In view of the dire emergency that exists, I intend to...
Anything new?
Huh? No, nothing new. Nothing.
Mommy, where are you? Mommy, I can't see. Mommy.
I'm going to call the doctor.
I said no. Virg, there's nothing they can do.
But we can't just let her lie there.
Well, this way she has a chance. If you call a doctor, he'll report it. Do you want that?
Mommy, help me. Mommy. Mommy, please help me. Mommy, help me.
How can you be so sure she...
Blindness is one of the symptoms. You're not to call a doctor under any circumstances. No one is to come into this house. Now remember that.
Mommy. Mommy. Mommy, where are you?
I've got to pick Ben Cortman up on the way to the lab. No one is to come into this house. Now remember that.
Who's there?
It's me, Ben. We're late.
There are a lot of great movies out of the 60s, like Attack of the
Ben,
Giant
what's the matter with
Ants,
Nothing, and I'm going to keep it that way.
Ben.
stuff like that.
Look, let's talk about this.
There's nothing to talk about. You think I'm out of my mind. You laughed at me and my theory. You might be one of them.
Ben, look, you're ill. You ought to see a doctor.
No doctors. You take care of your life, I'll take care of mine. Now get away from here. You understand? Get away from here!
If you're looking for anybody but me, forget it.
Are they all gone?
That's right.
Is there any hope from the latest reports?
No, not yet. But believe me, Morgan, we'll find an answer.
When, Doctor? We need it right now. I need it.
You're the only one who wasn't afraid to come here today.
What's going to happen, Dr. Mercer? Is everybody in the world going to die before someone finds the answer?
No, I don't think so. I don't deny there's some strange evolutionary process going on, but mankind won't be destroyed. The fact that you and I are working here today is evidence of that.
All right, let's roll.
When? When?
I called a doctor. I had to.
I told you not to call anyone.
Mom, she was blind. She couldn't see. She kept reaching out her hands, groping for me. And then, all of a sudden, she was gone. And they came in. I tried to stop them. They took her.
I saw a truck out there. Was that it? Was it?
I'm sorry, lady. There's nothing I can do. Let that truck through. Get out of the way. Get back, folks. Nobody's allowed out there. Please, all of you, get behind those lines. Look sharp there. Move. Move along. Make way for that truck. Make way. Hey, you, mister! Come back! Come back!
Did this truck just come in from Market Street? I said, did this truck just come in from Market Street?
Mister, I don't know.
Hey, you don't belong in here. Get out. I said get out. I want my daughter. Mister, a lot of daughters are in there, including my own. Verge. Verge. Oh. No. I won't let them put you there, Verge. I promise. I won't let them put you there. Who is it? Who's there?
Robert.
Nabu. Nabu.
Morgan! We're going to kill you, Morgan! Morgan! You hear? Morgan! Morgan! Do you hear, Morgan? Morgan! Do you hear, Morgan?
If Cortman thinks he can get to me by destroying my car, his wits are getting dull. This convertible would be nice. Probably handles well. But I can't think of comfort. There was a time when I shopped for a car. Now I'm looking for a hearse. This station wagon will have to do.
Be careful with my soundboard, apparently. YouTube says that those are copyright. Some of my soundboard sounds are copyrighted.
Wait! Don't run away! Come back here! Don't run away! Come back! I've got to find him. If I have to search every street, every house, every alley, every inch of this town, I've got to find him. Come back! Hey, boy, where are you? Where are you, pal? Come here. dead. They've been staked. But these are made of iron, not wood, like mine. Someone else is alive in this world. But where are they? Where are they hiding? How many are there? Where did they come from? Why haven't I seen them? This is Robert Morgan. If somebody can hear me, answer me. For God's sake, answer me. This is KOKW calling. KOKW calling. Answer me. So you finally decided to come back. It's all right, boy. Good boy. Oh, no. Don't worry, boy. You're going to be all right. Yes, you are. Got you all cleaned up, You're gonna feel better. I'm gonna put you down here now and you can rest, Got you all cleaned up. There you go. Rest. Oh. You know they're out there, don't you? You poor, driven thing. Everything's gonna be all right. Nobody's gonna hurt you. Everything's gonna be all right. All right. You're going to get better. We're gonna have lots of happy times together. You'll see, everything's going to be fine. What's the use? wait. I'm not gonna hurt you. Can't you understand? Wait. Wait. I'm not going to hurt you. Wait. 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 I couldn't be out here in the daylight if I was one of them. You know that they can't come out until sundown. Do you want to come with me or do you want to face them? You feeling better?
Yes,
Would you like a cup of coffee?
thank you. You seem very well organized here.
Yeah.
My name is Ruth Collins. I was married. I lost my husband. You are alone.
Rising rent and home.
You were married.
Yes.
Children?
A daughter.
What are you doing? Please stop, please. Stop it, please. You're making me sick.
Why do you turn
Please.
away?
Please.
Why do you turn away? You are infected.
No.
Infected systems are allergic to garlic.
You think I'm one of them.
You will be.
You've made up your mind just because I...
You can't change the facts by talking.
Facts. What facts? That I got sick? I've had a sensitive stomach all my life. I saw my husband killed, torn to pieces right in front of our house. I've been wandering ever since. Hiding at night, not eating more than scraps. Sick with mourning, sick with fear, unable to sleep. Then you shout at me. You chased me across a field, hit me, dragged me to this house. And to top it all, when I get sick because you shove a piece of reeking garlic in my face, you tell me I'm infected.
Where are you
Let me
going?
go.
You can't go out there. It's almost sunset.
Let me go,
You
I
can't
said.
go out there now. In a few
I
minutes,
don't
the streets
care.
will be full
Let
of.
me go.
At
I don't
least let me give you a
care.
blood test.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Don't touch me.
You must be hungry. I'll fix you some dinner. You know, you should eat.
I can't. You seem used to them.
Oh, as much as anybody could be. I'm not frightened of them anymore, if that's what you mean. Oh, I protect myself against them, but only because there's so many. Individually, they're weak, mentally incompetent, like animals after a long famine. If they weren't, they surely would have found a way of breaking in here a long time ago.
Come out, Morgan.
Hear that? That's Ben Cortman. He was my friend.
Your friend?
He was like a kid brother. If I could find him and destroy him.
But you said he was your friend.
When I find him, I'll drive a stake through him, just like all the others.
But you lived through all this. Do you know why?
Perhaps I was chosen. That's a laugh. Or perhaps it's because a long time ago when I worked in Panama, I was bitten in my sleep by a bat. My theory is that the bat had previously acquired the vampire germ. By the time it entered my blood, it had been strained and weakened by the bat system. As a result, I have immunity. Well, it's only a guess, but it's all I have to go on.
You don't think that I'm immune, do you?
It's a simple matter to find out whether you are or not.
What will you do if I am infected? Cure me? You don't have to answer. I know as well as you do. It's incurable.
There might be a way. If not of killing the germ, at least of containing it, keeping it from spreading. If I had the equipment, the time.
Which you don't.
You are one of them.
I was. And without that injection, I'll be one again.
What do you mean? You found a solution?
That's right. Exactly as you said it could be. I take that for it.
What is it?
Defibrinated blood plus vaccine. The blood feeds the germ. The vaccine keeps it isolated and prevents it from multiplying. We've had it for some time now.
We?
There are quite a number of us.
And I thought you were alone. I was going to cure you. Does that amuse you?
No.
Now, I want the truth. I want all of it. Why are you here?
To find out if you know any more than we do. You know far less. We're alive. Infected, yes, but alive. We're going to reorganize society. Do away with all those wretched creatures who are neither alive nor dead. Start everything all over again.
And you want me to join?
You can't join us. You're a monster to them. Why do you think I ran when I saw you? Even though I was assigned to spy on you. Because I was so terrified of what I'd heard about you. You're a legend in the city, moving by day instead of night. Leaving as evidence of your existence bloodless corpses. Many of the people you destroyed were
You're
still
a
alive.
legend. Yeah, I Am Legend, that Will Smith movie. This is a remake of this for sure.
I didn't know.
Is there any way you can get out of here?
What do you mean?
They're coming after you tonight. That's why I was sent here. To prevent you from resisting them. And supposed to keep you here. Until they come.
To kill me.
Yes.
Your new society sounds charming.
The beginning of any society is never charming or gentle.
And you pretended to be shocked at my violence. Well, what are you waiting for? Why don't you go on and use it? Get it over with. Use it. Get it over with.
Now you know. What are you going to do? What are you doing?
It's already done.
What?
Look. Look. You see? It worked, Ruth. The antibodies in my blood worked. My blood has saved you, Ruth. Do you know what this means? You and I can save all the others. We won't be alone. We'll never be alone again.
You are sure?
Wait. Don't be afraid.
Needs more garlic.
Where are you
I've
going?
got to get out of here. Tell them you're not a
You
threat
can't
to us.
go out there.
can
You
save all
wouldn't
of
get
us.
10 feet.
When they come here, there won't be time for questions and answers. They'll come to kill. For God's sake, Robert, let me go. Oh, Robert, please.
Ruth, look, tomorrow.
Please. Oh, Robert.
Tomorrow, Ruth. Tomorrow will be
No.
all right.
Robert, no. Robert,
Yes, Ruth,
what if this doesn't last?
but it will. I've already checked it under the microscope. Wait, I'll show you. I'll prove it to you. I'll check it again. Ruth, just take a look at this. This'll prove it to you. Ruth, there's no change. I've double-checked.
Robert!
Ruth. Ruth!
Robert!
Ruth, get away from her! Ruth, are you all right? Are you all right?
Run, Robert! Robert, run! Run! They've come to kill you, Robert. Run! Run!
Up there!
There he is.
Wait! You don't understand! Wait!
Get him! Get him!
Wait!
Surround the block! Move! Move! This way! Hey, over here! This way! Got her outside! Stand back.
There he is, in the church.
What's also funny is they talk about how he's infected, but he can walk among the daylight and stuff, like the daywalker, like in Blade. So.
Freaks. All of you. All of you freaks. Mutations. Hold it. You're freaks. I'm a man. The last man.
Robert.
They were afraid of me. They were afraid of me. They were afraid of me.
I didn't know. Don't cry. There's nothing to cry about. We're all safe now. All safe.
Well, that's the end of that movie. We'll, wow. So, that first flick we watched, I was under the impression that it was free to watch, but it wasn't. So we have to trim that out. But the second movie that I started there, that was a Stanley Kubrick movie, Fear and Desire. 1966, somewhere around there. He filmed that, and then they thought they had lost the footage and stuff. And it was recently found about 10 years ago, thereabouts. Pieced back together and digitized so we can watch it. With it being thought that it was lost, they never renewed the copyright on it, so that's why it has now become public domain, where it can be showed on Facebook or YouTube or stuff like that. The second movie we watched was starred Vincent Price. That was The Last Man on Earth. I think if you paid attention there, you kind of caught some like I Am Legend, maybe some Blade, a little bit of Blade, Daywalker. But definitely I Am Legend with, Will Smith is, based on that one. I mean, it's written all over it. Great movie nonetheless. I mean, a lesson in humanity. I mean, the whole world becomes monsters, and the last man becomes a monster because all the monsters have become normal. Wow, a little irony there. Anywho, I'm Philo. That was Friday movie night. We'll see you again in 2 weeks for 2 more movies. In 2 weeks, we'll be after our Thanksgiving break, so I'm going to try to round up 2 good, wholesome holiday classics to watch. And I do believe that It's a Wonderful Life is one of those that we can watch. So, look forward to seeing y'all in 2 weeks, Friday evening, for Friday movies. Have a good night.